Welcome guys to Aussie Motor Tips. This is a review on the Mini 1.6 petrol, 2003 model, so it's an R50, it's first gen, and we're going to take it for a spin and, well, let you know what I think, and overall kind of car, what it will the people that it'll appeal to. And I've actually done loads of work on it as well, so like literally like mechanics work. If you look on the rest of my channel, you'll see all that. But yeah, I'm going to take it for a small spin if I can get out of here safely. Hello and welcome back again to Aussie Motor Tips. Oh, we'll wait for this very noisy lorry to go by a minute. Today is all about Mini review. I've had this Mini now for 4 months? No, 3 months-ish. Something like that. And if you're thinking about buying one, it's 2020 right now. This is an R50, so we're going way back to 2003. And if you're thinking about buying one, then, well, listen up. Let's take this for a spin and review exactly the experience I'm having driving this thing. And I will be brutally honest. Prepare yourself, BMW. Did I just spit? Yeah. Prepare yourself, BMW. I am going to be brutal, if I can. I mean, if it's a good car, it's a good car. So, meet you on the road. Review time, R50, Mini BMW 1.6 petrol, first gen. Okay, it's the one I've been working on this whole time, all these 3 months. Okay, so meet on the road. Okay, so straight away we'll go into the mechanics side of things, what I've seen whilst I've been working on this, the coolant, the transmission, the suspension. It's all on my YouTube channel. I'm actually kind of impressed if you take out the suspension side of things, I'm actually quite impressed with the mechanics of this. Really good, quite sturdy stuff, and yeah, like the way it's built is very compact. They tried to make the Mini, you can see, they tried to make it as small as possible, to try and cram everything into a small chassis, I would say, is an understatement. But I don't know. It's really, you can tell it's BMW when you're working on it. It's not all BMW, I would say, I don't think, but quite sturdy stuff, really good. The only reason why I said about the suspension not being included in that sturdy stuff is because the suspension, yeah, fair enough, the suspension, the mounts at the top, where you can see on my YouTube channel where I'm replacing the struts, the design's pretty bad, because those top mounts that I replaced are taking pretty much the full effing whack of the car's weight. You've got the tyres, of course, you've got the suspension, of course, but then if all that if the shock of whatever you hit passes all that, then the mount has to take it. So I'm not surprised that the Mini mounts, they crack. So if you have any Mini, not just a Mini R50, any Mini at all, I would check those strut mounts if I were you. Right now, go and check them. Pause this video, check them now. So yeah, that's a bit of a downfall of these minis. It's a very doable job. You don't need to take the struts out, etc, etc. Have a look at my video and do it yourself if they are cracked. Mechanic side, oil changes actually are semi-pathetic, because what Mini was thinking where they put the oil filter is barbaric. It's very, very silly. The guy that had it before me, this one, when I'd done an oil change, they seem to like make the... one second, there's a bit of chaos on this junction. They seem to not make the oil filter housing fit properly to the engine on the last oil change, so we had an oil leak. And I tell you what, I don't blame him, because where they put the oil filter is ridiculous. It's behind everything. It's right next to the exhaust manifold. I have no idea why the hell they would put it there, when other models, well, other models they just don't. I mean, I just recently worked on a Ford Fiesta, and the oil filter was like right in front of you as soon as you go under the car. So, bit silly there. That's pretty much it. I mean, you know, the mechanic side is pretty good. I mean, you don't want to know every little detail of that, because most of you are going to be taking it to a garage, I assume. Yes. So if not, you know, have a look at all the rest of my videos where I'm working on it. As for driving, so the review on driving, the driving experience is really, really good actually. Although these roads are pretty damn crap. They have been for years, by the way. But the driving experience of this thing is fantastic. I've had Ford Orions, I've had Vauxhall Vectras, I've had Daewoo Matizes, I've had 206s, I've had Peugeot 405s, I've had a lot of cars. Ford Fiestas, I even had a Yugo at one point. And I tell you what, this one here beats them all. It does. The driving experience is really good. This one isn't responsive. Like, if you put on the accelerator, it isn't like, there isn't an immediate response, and there's only one reason for that. Yeah, it's a 1.6. It's semi-high litre. It's you know, it's pretty high, I would say, especially for what I would choose anyway. But it has no turbo, so you're missing the turbo. Speed humps, fantastic. Yeah, you're missing the turbo, so that's not good. Sorry if I'm pausing sometimes, it's because I'm concentrating on the traffic. So yeah, that can be a problem-ish if you want to get away quick. I'm a biker, so I've got a Suzuki GSXR, so I'm a bit used to just battling through congested like areas, not congested. And yeah, this 1.6 petrol, it doesn't really pull off fast, like rapid, so it's lacking a little bit of power, but where it lacks in power, it makes up for other areas, so that's good. And one of those areas, by the way, is class. Now, this is personal opinion, I would say, more than anything, but this thing is class. I think it's brilliant. I mean, there's going to be people out there now with Honda Civics done up to the eyeballs laughing at me, but nah, I mean, it's personal preference, but no, this thing is bloody class. You know that because it's hit me, because when I park up and I stop the engine, I lock the door. I close the door first, obviously. Why did I choose this road? And it is, I look back at it. I've never really done that with a car before, ever. Never ever. So it has class for me, I think. It's really, really nice. So the style is pretty damn good. Next thing is the steering wheel is, well, that's pretty ugly. Unfortunately, you got the R53 steering wheels. They got 3-spoke, and onwards, I think the R50 is pretty much the only one. I think, you know, I might be wrong. I forgot how long this road is, but yeah, the R50 has the two-spoke, and the R53 onwards has 3-spoke steering wheels. The 3-spoke is a lot more sexier. I think that's safe to say. But you know, a wheel's a wheel. A steering wheel's not gonna really do much, is it? But yeah, like, that's the next thing I'm gonna mention is the like the clutch control on these things. I mean, this one's got quite a new clutch though. It had its clutch done recently, but I must admit the clutch control on these things is gorgeous. It took me a while to get. When I first brought it, I did stall it a few times, but no, it's really impressive. That is. Really liking the clutch control. The seating as well does help with that. The whole fact that you're quite low, it feels like your ass is touching the road. Really, really quite nice as well. Feels like you're kind of trying to be racer, but you're trying to be mature at the same time. That pretty much rounds up the R50 Mini. Going into the R53, I would have thought. That pretty much sums that up. I want to be a racer. I want to be kind of noticed, but at the same time, please, you know, I'm mature. Take me seriously. That's the Mini. Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. Yeah, so the gearbox. Now this is where it goes downhill fast, and I'm only talking for the R50. I know that the other models are better. Now, I will put my hands up. I knew there was something in the pipeline about gearboxes when I first brought this car about 3 months ago. I knew there was something, but I didn't know what it was. Now I know what it was. They all failed, didn't they? And you can feel when, especially when I'm going into reverse, you can see why they failed. Not entirely the best of all. I've never really felt a gearbox like it. My Matiz was even better than this gearbox. A damn shame, really, because obviously you need a bloody gearbox. You really need a gearbox badly. So yeah, that's a bit of a downfall. Excuse me whilst I just turn around. Yeah, you've got to keep an eye on that. I've recently changed the transmission fluid on this, which you again can see in my YouTube channel. And yeah, it was like it's a lot better. It's more fluid. It needed it, I think. So if you're going to get an R50, I wouldn't just do an oil change. I would do a transmission change as well. Okay, there's another Mini there. Oh, we've got to wait for this. So going on to the brakes, how the brakes feel. Now, when I brought this car, again, I think it kind of been looked after. New brakes and new pads and new discs all round. So I was expecting good braking, and I've got good braking. Very responsive and very impressive. I love every braking moment. I'm never in doubt that it's not going to stop me, and yeah, really good, really responsive to the pressure. The ABS, I have heard that the ABS on these, they do tend to kick up a little bit and moan. There's a wire that goes down the sides of the car towards your wheels, which is the ABS wires. They're blue. There's a blue like connector to it. They tend to fail, and then obviously when that happens, your ABS light comes on your dash and all hell breaks loose. So be warned of that. I have heard of that. And well, the dash itself, the way that looks, this is a big plus for Mini. All other cars that I know about, I can't even think of one, apart from maybe BMW or Peugeot 3008s are pretty nice. The dashboards on the Minis, Christ man, this is busy. It's absolutely gorgeous. The big dial for the miles per hour, the dial for your revs right in front of you. That's how it's stunning. And everything else that you ever need is right in the centre column. What I don't like about the 3008 is you've got this massive tower in the middle. With the Mini, you've got all the space in the world. It's fantastic, brilliant design. The interior is really cute, really stylish, and this, again, it comes into the whole I want to be a boy racer, but please take me seriously and give me caviar. You know, it's kind of like that. Very good, very cool. Going into small detail now, I would say the indicators, the switches, they've got a lot to be desired. They're pretty crap. They're pretty stubby. I don't like them. I want them coming out a bit more. Yeah, that's pretty crap. When you turn your lights on, the dash, going back to the dash, sorry, this is just right off the top of my head, by the way. I have got no bullet points that I've wrote down or nothing. The dash looks absolutely fucking gorgeous. When it lights up in the dark, especially now I've got all the blue lights and that going on. Again, look at my video. Look at my video, you'll know exactly what I mean. It's absolutely gorgeous how they've set out the lighting in this Mini. I mean, I've made it better again, but no, really good. Well done, Mini. The lighting around here is really, really good. So I don't know. What I'm experiencing right now, right this instant, which is going through my head, is the suspension. It really feels as though you have none. You have no suspension. I mean, I bet you that the footage right now is going all over the place, isn't it? It's like an earthquake going off, right? I bet you it's like that. I will watch this back, but yeah, I don't know. It's pretty terrible. Yeah. The engine bay is very, very cramped. So if you're taking it to a garage each time, you'll be laughing. But yeah, it's pretty cramped. That is. It's pretty bad. What else can I think of? Again, I'm just thinking off the top of my head what I'm experiencing here. The power steering here, that's another fault apparently. The power steering, this is all negative actually. The power steering is very noisy on this one. They do tend to be noisy. They do tend to whine and grind and whatever. It's kind of normal for Mini, but keep an eye on them. Change your power steering fluid, which I've got another video about that on as well. And just look after it. But overall, this is actually, believe it or not, I'm just giving warning signs out. This is one of the best cars I've ever owned, and I'm having a lot of fun driving it. I do actually feel a little bit younger when I'm driving it. I'm 36 now, and I feel like a 20-year-old, like going around in this. It does kind of, it's got personality, you know. I mean, there's cars that's out there that have no personality whatsoever. let's just think of one. Let's go for the Christ, like Volvos. I mean, I've never owned a Volvo, but I've rode in a few, and I can guarantee you I would have felt older if in that, you know, less alive. But no, the Mini, going back to the whole fact that I'm a boy racer, but feed me caviar. It does that. It does do that. The Mini has it perfect on that line, and that's important, I think, because the Gixxer, for me, that makes me feel like I'm a freaking astronaut on a rocket. So that's important to me as well when it comes to bikes. But yeah, the Mini ticks the box. It makes me smile, and if you are careful changing gear, and you know, the clutch is feeling good, just, you know, when you're changing gear on a Mini, because the gearbox, we all know, are a little bit, the gearbox is a bit frigid, just treat it with respect, and it will treat you with respect back. When you're changing gear, just take it easy, you know. So yeah, I mean, the score out of 100, I'm going to do it out of 100 because it's a bit more accurate, isn't it? Everyone does it out of 10, don't they? Score out of 100 for the Mini is about, I would say, 85 out of 100, which is damn high, by the way. Alright, I'm really quite impressed with it, and even the look of it as well. Like, you know, I said it gets me it gets me looking back after I've used it, and there's not a car on this world that I have brought before that has made me do that. I look back every time. So yeah, 85 out of 100. The only reason why there's a little bit of downfall from 100 is the things that I said about the gearbox, the stubby indicators, the engine bay being very, very cluttered, the crap suspension. It's yeah, it's not all good, but okay. Okay, so onwards to the space. So obviously this is where I was sitting earlier. The foot space is really quite spacious. I mean, it goes quite back. I mean, if you need more than that, then you need a limousine. But the only thing wrong with this Mini is it's a 3-door. So when you go back here, I don't think there's much room. I don't know. Let's try it out. I haven't actually been in the back yet. Okay, Christ, that is. That's actually really comfortable. Yeah, that's pretty good too. Really, really comfortable. I mean, I can't actually uncross my legs now though. So, room to be desired there a little bit, but I don't know, that's pretty good. It's not bad. These seats are kind of bucketed as well. Like, you can see it goes downhill. And your ass, or your bum, should I say, can sit right there. And well, as I'm sitting in right now, my back is kind of against a board a little bit, but it's not uncomfortable in the back of here. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, just let me get out a minute. Okay, so now we go around to the boot. You'll have to mind my tools. The boot is not that spacious. It's a typical Mini boot. You could probably fit about 3 bags of shopping in there, if you're lucky. Small bags. But these seats do come down very easily, the back seats, and then it transforms into a little mini estate. But I don't need that much room, so it doesn't really matter to me too much. As you go around to the door handles, the button is actually inside. There's no outside button or pull mechanism at all. It's all inside, as you can see. I kind of dig that. That's just hidden in it. Hidden mechanisms is always a winner. The wing mirrors are electronic. So if we go around again, you've got a little switch here, which is kind of a bit of a random place to put it, I must admit. But nevertheless, it does work quite nicely. So left and right, and then you just toggle your wing mirrors to however you want them. I mean, I haven't got the keys on me right now, so I can't actually show you, but it's up and down, left and right. It's pretty simple stuff. That is, well, pretty important. You come to your control box, I will call it here, your dash. That's your window for that side, for the passenger side. This is driver's window. You've got your fog lights and your lock. It's really simple. It looks quite like it's a Starship Enterprise, but it's really simple stuff. Obviously temperature, obviously the fan, speed, and where you want your blowers to go. Aircon, circular. Well, I've never really actually used that, but it's to be honest, I actually don't know what that is 100% because I haven't used it. And that is to demist a windscreen. Up here you've got, that is to dim or brighten the dash lights, your lights overall, you know, the ones that illuminate these numbers, and obviously your hazard lights. And like I said, these are very stubby. I'm not a fan, but some people will be. Indicators and wipers, the normal kind of setup really for any old car. But yeah, the space is really good for a Mini. These doors, I will say though, these doors are a bit of a nightmare. They are massive, but they are a 3-door. I mean, look at the size of this freaking door. That is kind of needed, I will admit, but like I said, it is a 3-door. But it is just, it's a bloody nightmare to, like, in a tight car park, you're screwed. Also, I do like the fact that when you open and close your door, the window automatically goes up. That's pretty cool. So that's the Mini. I'll leave the score up and a nice little walk around near a beach. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Cheers.